What did you learn?
You know that there's a big difference between being optimistic and positive, which I think most people confuse the two.
Yep.
So yes, Deepika Chopra is a psychologist who's also known as an optimism doctor. Did you know that was a thing? It's a thing. So she talked to us about why optimism is important and how also the fact that if you're optimistic or you're positive, it's not necessarily the same thing.
I think most people relate the two together, and actually they're very surprised to find out that as someone who specializes in optimism and researches the science behind it, positivity is kind of a word that's maybe like third, fourth, fifth that comes up for me when relating to optimism. I think of resiliency and curiosity a lot more. So a true optimist is someone that actually recognizes intentionally the roadblocks and the setbacks and the less than ideal situations that happen in everyday life. But the caveat is that they see these things as temporary and something that they have the power to overcome.
So, you know, we often throw around the words like optimism or, hey, I'm optimistic by nature, or I'm pessimistic by nature. But based on what she's saying, the question then becomes, can you actually train yourself to maybe become more optimistic? Here's what she had to say about that.
So there is a genetic component. This is like the #1 question that always comes up. But what research shows is that genetic component like kind of hangs around 23 to 25%. So the majority is learned. So I like to look at optimism like a muscle, and my whole sort of existence and job is helping people work that muscle out to increase it.
All right, so the good news is it's never too late to exercise that muscle. She also says it's, you know, we're always on this continuum. We experience a full range of human emotions. Sometimes naturally we're more prone to being optimistic in certain aspects of our life, and then sometimes more prone to be pessimistic. So she's come up with these cards. She came up with these cards for adults a few years ago. Things are looking up, these daily prompts. And recently she came up with the kids' version of these prompts. Her 3- and 6-year-old boys actually helped her with these by drawing the pictures. And she says it's really important to give kids these type of proactive emotional health tools much earlier in life.
Basically, these cards are 52 different cards that each have a science-based prompt on them. And you just pick one up every single day if you want to, or however you ritualize it with your family. You pick one up and, you know, you go through a prompt or suggestion.
So the idea is to get your kids to talk about things they maybe naturally wouldn't talk about. Get them to develop these skills and to have that toolbox for them before they really need it. And for more details or information or how to get these cards, if things are looking up, go to thingsareLookingUp.com. So I have the cards here. Do you want to pick one? And we can do like a daily prompt.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, read it out loud.
Optimism to me looks like... Oh, you have to use the space below and draw whatever comes to your mind. Optimism to me is music.
Music?
Like, yeah, music makes me feel optimistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of music?
I really like Broadway.
Okay.
I like R&B. I mean, like, all types of music, country music. This morning I was listening to gospel music.
On your way in?
In my car, yeah, on the way in. And it really lifted me, and it made me feel like it was all possible and everything's going to be okay, and empowered,
The one I picked today I really liked. It was, did you know that mistakes are a natural part of learning and growing? Guess what? We all make them. So think of one mistake you've made and then think about what that mistake has taught you. So the point being, like, these kinds of questions are really great for kids to get them to really think. And I think I love it, like a daily kind of thing to do with them.
It's a good reminder, and it's good to cultivate that.
Yeah.
Because as she said, optimism also different than like toxic positivity where everything's just great all the time.
That's not normal.
No, it's not normal. Sometimes things are not great.
Exactly.